Hello, and welcome to Answering Your Comments with Makari. If you take your seat, the show is about to start.
Hello everyone, my name is Makari, and welcome to Answering Your Comments with me, Makari. I decided to start this as a side project from the big raffle video thing, that competition prize pool that I'm doing over here. With the power of editing, it will be here somewhere. So if you want to go take part in that, you are still more than welcome to. At the time of uploading this video, it is still there, as far as I'm aware. But all these comments and the idea of this is down in those comments. So yeah, and this is basically me just answering those questions, so you can learn a bit more about me and what it is I'm doing, and who I am, and the inner workings of the top hattery and all that good stuff. So starting off, Phenom asks, will you play during Legion? Oh, as a side note, if there are any questions that are like repeats of other people's questions, I will sort of incorporate them all into one. So if you know you've asked a question and I've already answered it, but it's somebody else's question, just feel free to ask it again in the comments. I will endeavour to get around to everyone. I just can't answer the same question over and over again, if you know what I mean. Okay, so back to Phenom's question. Will I play during Legion? I'm only guessing he's referring to World of Warcraft here. That game that I spent most of my young life wasting away on. So many hours wasted away running through World of Warcraft, raiding and missing my grades, not getting a girlfriend, missing appointments. Sorry, I got a bit sidetracked. Yeah, I played World of Warcraft for well over 10 years, and I'll be honest, I enjoyed the game, but in the past, when it came up to the last part of the expansion that's just come out, that was out with like Hellfire Citadel and all that, I sort of lost a lot of interest with it. It just wasn't my thing anymore. Because when I started doing Twitch, I did try to do World of Warcraft as part of my streaming schedule, but the only downside with World of Warcraft, unless you're doing PvP, which I can't stand PvP in World of Warcraft, the PvE side of it is only really viable when a new content patch comes out. And I watched a couple other streamers do this, and they would start out at the new content with 500 plus viewers or more. And that's amazing, that's great, but as the content doesn't get changed very frequently, you get stagnant very quickly, and I only want to play games on stream that I know will be entertaining to watch, and for me to repeat the same content over and over and over again would be just a bit too dull in my eyes. I mean, there is the argument to say that you could just have the community joining you with leveling and all that, but I don't really want to do a grindy game like that on stream. I mean, you could say that Warframe is kind of like that, but Warframe has a bit more viability for just everyone to be able to join in. Whereas World of Warcraft, you're kind of limited. You have to be the highest level in order to join in, essentially. Which, I mean, again, I really could, but I would rather play the games that have definite eligibility for everyone to be able to join in. Because obviously the idea of my Twitch is that we play together. This is this stream, this YouTube is for you guys to enjoy, for you guys to join in with, for us all to have merry cooperation and jolly fun with. So I hope that answers that one. I mean, it was a bit of a long-winded answer, but yeah, I don't know, it's just not my thing. I love this name. Lick My Booty asks, do you think you will ever go to the USA or another country? There is another part to this question, but I'm only going to answer one question per person, so try to separate your questions out if you can, guys. Do I think I will ever visit the US? Yes, I would love to visit the US. That is like a big goal of mine at some point in the future. I would love to be able to go to... I've been stuck in England for like 5 years now without going outside of the borders. But I would love to like visit other countries. The US is like one of the major ones I would love to visit, purely for the fact there are so many conventions over there. Whether I go to these conventions as a YouTuber or just a guest in general, I would love to be able to see, other than other cultures, I would love to see these huge conventions. I know there are some in England as well, but they're just not my sort. Like, I've been to a lot of them, like, to that extent, but I would just love to go across the borders, branch myself out and see what the world has to offer for me. Not to mention, I would love to be able to just start making meetups at these conventions and these cons and all these sorts of convention-y things, whether it's PAX or South by Southwest. I'd love to just do like a round trip of America, visiting all the cons, making meetups. I mean, even if we don't get any people joining them, but you know, I just feel like it would be an amazing thing to see and do. And yeah, I'm rambling a bit, but yes, I would love to go to the US. It's like a very big goal of mine because I feel as though it would help me meet more of you guys. Okay, so there are a lot of people who asked a very similar question here. Basically, most of them revolve around Harry. So I'll take a couple of examples of the questions, and then just bear in mind that if you've asked a very similar question to this, try to ask a new one, because obviously there's a good portion of the comments who asked about this. So Martin Grip asks, how long did it take you to make your top hat? And Martrist asks, where can I get a top hat? Where did you get yours? So the long and short of it is, I made Harry. Harry is an amazing top hat and is our lovely, lovely mascot. If you go far back enough in my gallery, okay, so this is basically the story of how Harry came to fruition. Harry was the incentive of creating a mascot for the channel. As I said, if you go far back enough in the channel, you will see videos where I'm wearing like a bunny hat and all that. And I sort of thought, what other amazing things could I wear? And I sort of thought, well, let's go for something very stereotypically British. So I got a top hat, which is sort of like the base of what this is. And then after a while, I came to the realization that being a YouTuber, it's nice to have something that people can instantly relate to being part of your channel. So I thought, let's make a mascot. So, without much deliberation, I just bought the steampunky goggles and stuck some sticky notes under it, and it became quite synonymous. Like I don't think many people have made characters out of top hats before, but I think it really works. He's quite a cute little cheeky lad, isn't he? And then over a course of the last 5 or 6 months, he's sort of evolved into what he is now. I sort of changed his eyes, I gave him the dapper-looking ribbon, bit of swag, bling with the feather and all that, until he is what he is now. The glorious top hat who saps my brain, telling me to murder people, to try and take over the world, and to kill those dastardly people who don't call me dapper. Oh, sorry, what? I got a bit carried away. Barmy Guy 900 asks, yay, more Makari! Yay, more commenters! Haha, yay! All the comments! Give me all the comments! I want them so badly! I crave them! I desire them! I want them in my mouth! I mean... Yay, more commenters? Hatters asks, when did you start playing video games? What was your first one, and what game got you hooked the most? Well, that's a long story, but I'm going to try and be as short as I can with it. Back when I was like 7, wavy hand motion, 7, it was either 6 or 7, I got given Red Alert, the original Red Alert game by my mum, and this is the first game in my life where, and this still is really, but mum was actually better at it than me. Like, if anyone hasn't seen it, go check it out. It's like this amazing, it's where most RTSs stemmed from, and there haven't really been many that sort of contended with it other than maybe StarCraft. It was an RTS based around the Soviets and Russia. There was some time travel, but it was one of the first games that I just sat down for hours and hours on end and just played. It sort of made it was basically a bit of a World of Warcraft syndrome up until I realised that I could start using video games to entertain people with. Yeah, that's sort of where it stemmed from. It just sort of grew from there. I got my first console from there, and then many years down the line, I started thinking, well, why don't I use this to entertain people? So here we are, 20-something years down the line, and I'm no better at being an adult than I was back then. Dear, it's been a long trip. It's been a long trip. Seath asks, does this count as a question? I don't know. Does it? I just realised I answered a question with another question. How thoughtful am I? Janice Eggle asks, okay, how old are you, young man? Are we talking mentally or are we talking physically here? Because physically, I'm 24... Am I 24? I was born in 1991. Yes, I'm 24. Physically, I'm 24. but mentally at probably about the age of a 6-year-old. I don't know. I mean, you guys watch me more than enough. You probably know. I mean, I shout and I scream and I kick around and I throw things. So, yeah, mentally probably about 6 years old or something. Spaz Dragon asks, as a budding YouTube personality, what do you think you are doing to differentiate yourself from the rest? Well, it's a difficult question to answer, honestly, because doing the whole YouTube things, you only get out of it whatever you want to put in. And I'd like to think that, although being a Let's Player, there are a lot of similarities from what other YouTubers do, I like to think that whereas those focus more on the games and whatnot, I have the utmost desire to just want to entertain and create a community. Like, the way I see it, a lot of other YouTubers have this thing in one hand where they make games for the community. But on my end, I see the community as what I want to drive. Like, the games are just the means to get the community. And I want to be able to create this community where we all enjoy watching and playing games together and having fun and shenanigans and all that good stuff. So, even with the unique gimmicks of the top hat, the silly personality, and all that, like, I don't think I'm a carbon copy. I would like to think that I bring a bit of a niche silliness to what I do. Whether it's agreeable from everyone else's point of view, I'm not entirely sure, but I would at the very least like to think I'm a little bit original. Whether it's from the fact that I aim everything I do at being for you guys, or whether it's just because I'm a bit of a silly person in general, but you know, that's just my opinion. It is a difficult thing to be unique on YouTube, especially with how many Let's Players are and how many streamers there are. You're never really going to find anyone that's completely unique, because obviously there's going to be the similarities no matter what you do with someone else. But at the same time, I would like to think that trying to focus everything, every single part of my being on you guys, that I would like to think that that's not something that every YouTuber does, because I know a lot of YouTubers just do the video games for making video games, and they don't care about the comments, they don't reply to every single comment, they don't look at what the audience wants them to play. Whereas I do. I only play what you guys would be, I feel would enjoy watching, or what you guys would enjoy joining in with, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think that's probably answers it as best as possible. Alright guys, that'll be it for the first episode of Answering Your Questions with the Makari. I hope you all enjoyed this. This is going to be a nice little delve down into the mental state of my well-being. But if you guys want to take part, put some comments down below if you've got any question you want to ask. Just try to make sure they're a bit unique. Try not to be carbon pasted questions that you've seen before, because obviously if you ask the same question as someone else, I'm gonna only answer it from one person's question, and I won't really go back and do each and individual question, although we'll be here for an age, and that's not very entertaining to watch. So yeah. So thanks again everyone who's asked questions. Feel free to keep asking the questions in the comments down below, and I will try to get through everyone where possible. Otherwise, I hope you've all enjoyed this. I hope this has been a trip down Makari's lane. That sounds really wrong and didn't mean it to, but oh god, I need to figure out how to finish these episodes better. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Ta-ra! Hey there, friend! I'm going to eat you now. Nom 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 nom. Nom nom nom. Yummy. Delicious. You are delicious. Yummy.